Welcome, Alick.
Good evening, dear fellow Toastmasters. My topic tonight, as you can see, is called Pandemic Outbreak. This is the top news of the day. So I said I'll do a bit of research and talk about it tonight. Hopefully, we have a better understanding of what this outbreak is about. If you look at the history of pandemic outbreak, the first one was way back in Spanish flu in the 1910s. At that time, we never had any antibiotics discovered and not widely used. And this is why at that time, we had over 50 million people die. In fact, the Spanish flu is the mother flu of the swine flu. The second one came in the 1950s. It killed close to a million or 100,000, which is called Asian flu. And you can see the pattern. The next one comes in the 60s. It's the Hong Kong flu. It killed more than 33,000 people. The trend is it's killed less and less. Do you know why? How long have you been on this planet? To me, this is an alien invasion. What happened is they have plans. They try to threaten our society. They are of a scintillating race, but we are a better one than them. So every time when they threaten us, we try to overcome them and finally fight them off. But they keep coming back. And this time, they're trying to start something new. So the World Health Organization is going to help us and find out how we're going to deal with this pandemic outbreak. They divide them into 6 levels. Level 1 and 2, you don't have to worry. But for level 3, it means that something's happening. The aliens are doing some interracial marriage. They try to create a better gene. So the flu virus, sometimes they mix themselves up by changing a few genes. Maybe if you're a different race, I can marry you and have a better gene. So they sometimes hop onto humans. And this is why when only a few infections are affected, it's called level 3. Gradually, when the flu becomes more severe, then it becomes a strain which can pass on to human to human. Then they raise it to level 4. And later on, if it becomes widespread beyond control, they call it level 5. Now, swine influenza is a mutation, as I said. It's one of these alien scintillating rays. They like to use this kind of thing to threaten the human nature. So they mutate something called H1N1 virus. And this virus is actually a combination of called avian flu, human flu, and the actual swine flu. So it's a new strain. What happened is, if they only change 25 out of the 4,000 amino acids, they can kill you. The original one is only mild. It can be happening around you, the aliens living in you without knowing it. But then they're like cells. Once they're activated, you're in trouble. What's the symptoms of a swine flu? Coughing, runny nose, fever, diarrhea, headaches, fever, general fatigue. So it's most likely like a common flu. So how can you tell? Really, there's no telling. Our history of the swine flu went back to 2009 February. It started in Mexico City. At that time, there was a school, and there was an outbreak. A lot of school kids got sick, and they blamed it as a flu. And later on, they analyzed the result, and they discovered this is a new strain. By March, almost half the city was affected. And on April the 6th, the World Health Organization had to upgrade it to alert level number 3. It means that the aliens have hopped from a pig to humans, and it's becoming more severe. And finally this Monday, they raised up to level 4. It means it's a sustainable transmission from human to human. Now, today's statistics, 2,400 people got infected, and we have 150 deaths already. And in the States, first death, but that death actually is a baby from Mexico City who flew to the States today and pronounced dead, and they could not survive it. And in Canada, we got 13, and the rest, only 2 and a couple there. But so far, there's nothing in Asia. To my surprise, because most flu is originated in Asia, in climates and conditions where a lot of people working together with close proximity, with unsanitized conditions. So, facts about the swine flu. It only passes from human to human. And it's through droplets that you sneeze or you cough. And it doesn't pass through the consumption of pork. But the thing is, some countries, like Indonesia, Russia, and China, they ban the import of pork products. This doesn't make sense to me. The reason is actually, to me, is trade protectionism. They protect the farmers in their own country and try to benefit from this event. So how do you prevent swine flu? It's very easy. Wash your hands, use sanitizer. The regular vaccine for flu is usable because this is only a mild nature of a pandemic or whatever flu is a very mild nature. Even if you don't take anything, take a few days rest and you'll be fine. So far so good. Stay away from infected individuals because if you go to places like Mexico, you're looking for trouble. If you see someone coughing, you stay away and try to cover your mouth. An antivirus vaccine takes 6 months, so hopefully by the time this one hopefully will not turn out into a pandemic. And some survival tips. Try to cut down your traveling abroad and try to make sure you listen to local news and follow your health authorities. If in any event, wear a mask and you will be sure that you can beat out your alien. Thank you.
Thank you, Alick.